like to call to order the meeting of May 7th, 2019. Would you all please stand for the invocation and pledge allegiance to the flag?
Lord, we're praying that you will help us council members make decisions that will benefit our community and make it a better place to live. Give them courage and faith to carry on their duties. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Here. 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 You all received the meeting minutes from April 16th. Any questions or comments on those? If not, they'll stand as presented. First up this evening, I have a proclamation that I would like to read in recognition of service. Whereas on April 20th, 2019, Columbiana police officers Jen Calco and Robert Sanchez responded to a call of an authorized person inside the South Electrical substation. Officer Calco immediately began trying to negotiate with the suspect to get him safely out of the enclosure and away from high voltage equipment, while Officer Sanchez provided backup support. Detective Ryan Pike also arrived to provide specialized, less lethal options for apprehending the suspect. And whereas the following law enforcement officers responded without hesitation and at great personal risk: Beaver Township Officer Chris Albert, along with his K-9 partner; Beaver Township Lieutenant Dan Lewis; Columbiana County Sheriff's Office Deputies Willie Coleman and Damon Beednell; Columbiana County Sheriff's Office Negotiator Sergeant Jeff Howell. And whereas the following public safety officials responded without hesitation despite significant personal risk: Columbiana Fire Department, Columbiana Emergency Medical Services, Electric Superintendent Doug Sturgeon and his electric department crew, a technician from Datacom, and a city vendor for the video systems. Whereas the risk was magnified by the suspect not responding to negotiation while walking among high voltage equipment before climbing a support tower housing 69,000 volt main feed lines. And whereas law enforcement officers worked closely together to negotiate a successful resolution to the incident, despite the suspect jumping from the tower and falling over 25 feet. And whereas law enforcement officers courageously ignored the risks posed by live high voltage lines to render aid to the suspect while getting him into secure custody, assisted by Lieutenant Dan Lewis, effectively developing rapport with the suspect. Whereas law enforcement officers responded with good judgment and restraint by employing negotiation, de-escalation tactics, and less lethal force options to safely get the suspect into custody without injury to officers or the suspect, despite the suspect rushing at the officers. Whereas Columbiana police officers Mark Edwards, Kevin Kloss, and John Amman subsequently provided substantial assistance in the investigation following the incident. Whereas the men and women of the safety services of Columbiana and its neighboring jurisdictions always have the best interest of the public at heart, while putting their lives on the line to assist people in the need and to ensure public safety. Now, therefore, we do hereby recognize and honor those who responded to the South Substation incident on April 20th, 2019. Thank you all very much.
If you could stand just for a second, let people see who you are and recognize you. Those of you that appreciate
Thank you.
Your Honor, Carl's here. You're going to talk to him in just a little bit here, but he was a dispatcher on duty that day, and he handled that thing just superbly and was able to help us get everything we needed there. These folks that come in here and help us all the time, people from Beaver Township, some of the guys from the Sheriff's Office are working the polls today, or they'd have been here as well. But without these guys, we'd have really had our hands full that day.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't think anyone believes it.
You've seen the video, it's just pretty unbelievable. It's unreal. And you guys that are here, I appreciate you coming. I'll make sure you each get a copy of the resolution, so you have it for your record.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We're gonna move right into the manager's report this evening.
Yeah, the proclamation was well deserved, thank you so much. You know, it's really tough to hear stuff like that, and you guys did a great job, and, you know, it was a great outcome. I think the best it could possibly been. Okay, on the regular manager's report, we've been working a lot on the West Salem Street Stormwater Project. We also been working on the one at, Ray and Beverly. We've got the, surveyors coming in and getting ready for that. We have a full application that's due by June 1st that we're getting ready for. The door signs, the bases have been ordered, so they'll be in a couple days probably. We ordered a pet waste station up at the Commons and installed that, in time of, Springtime in the Village, which, Springtime in the Village was a really neat event. It's, really neat to see the, community, you know, down there. It was, vibrant, and had a band that just showed up, and they played out there where the, food trucks normally go, and it was a really nice day, and I think some of the vendors had some good days, so, we, also want to thank Ty Guy for coming down and doing that project on, front of the building. It was, you know, he does really good work, and really appreciate it.
Amazing what it is to bring that whole thing up.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, Deb Brown, when she came in, that was on her second page of her report, you know, that we need to take care of that, so really appreciated, Ty helping us out on that. I just came from the school board meeting. They had a special board meeting tonight, and they did, pass a resolution accepting the KDC, paperwork that we, submitted to them. So tonight on the agenda, we have that, we can do first reading, and then second reading, will be next meeting. The, Channel 21, actually saw it on both of our agendas, so they came down and interviewed us today, so it's pretty good, really positive, story, and, you know, it's a $4.8 million project, so somebody's invested into the city. It's really nice that they're doing that. They're gonna build 36 units, that is, 12 triplexes, and they should be done within a year, and they should start later this summer, so we appreciate, all the cooperation we got with the school on that, and, everybody that was on the negotiating committee too. That negotiating committee is made up of county officials from the auditors from Mahoney County, also, Columbiana County Development, school board member, council members, and myself, so it was a lot of work, but that was our first one that we did, so,
To add to that, Craig, if I could, we've got 36 units that fall under this Craig.
yeah.
We also have 36 units that don't, that they already started before the Craig was initiated. So we're really gonna have 72 units there, so it's gonna be a lot of additional people in the city.
Yeah, we had 40, all of last year, and that was the best year since 2006. That one project was almost double what we did last year in one project.
Yeah, so, yeah, the phase 1 is, pretty much done, and phase 2 will, you know, start later this summer, so, and this allowed that project to happen, so. We're doing the Second Harvest Food Bank. We've got the boxes set up at the fire station and out here, police station and the foyer here. We're still working with, Columbiana Boiler on their project, and we hope to have some news with that real soon. The Mirror Lake project is almost done. We, ripped out sidewalk, a couple departments helped us do that, and, we're gonna get new sidewalks around there. And, Jeff Stoy, as I said last time, he's gonna donate the labor to put that in. It's 27 cubic yards of, concrete, so, it's a pretty big project. We've also,
you know, we did take the old fountain out, it was failing, but we think we have some funding sources, lined up for that, and we went ahead and ordered a new one. So, it's $3,000, coming from, the tourism, and we've got another anonymous, grant coming, I believe. We're still testing the music downtown. We're going to order, the XM radio and put that in downtown. That'll play. We'll be able to control that from City Hall and program that. And we're thinking right now maybe Monday through Saturday, maybe 9 to 9, and then Sunday maybe noon to 8 or something. And we'll be able to actually select the music from a portal, so we won't actually have to be here, and we can program it throughout the year, so it'll be pretty neat. The XM Business actually covers your licensing fees to do that, and allows you to do all that. It's $24.99 a month, so another thing that is important for the you know, economic development, and like the Deb Browns will say that it adds a new feeling to it downtown, so that's what we're shooting for. We fixed lots of potholes throughout town. We're getting ready to do the ODOT paving project. We're out there, we were out with ODOT 3 days last week, I believe, finishing up the ADA ramp replacements. The water plant had a AWWA meeting at the American Water Works Association out last Thursday. It started out at the plant, they did a tour, and then they ended up back at Best Western, and it was a really good event. We had, you know, we were able to showcase our beautiful plant, and we had engineers and operators from all around the state, and actually other states come and see it. Let's see, we started a surveying on Metz Road for the Metz Road lift station. We're getting ready for that project. That's an elimination of that lift station out there. So we'll have some surveyors walking that land out there. Park's been getting ready for a full opening. They drained the pool, selected out. They've also been helping with the Mirror Lake project off lawn, and also with the Pavilion number 4 sidewalks. Crews installed in front of Mirror Lake between the old fountain and Pavilion number 4. We had to put underground wiring for the new. There's going to be some waterfall on that south end of that pond, and we need to put a new service in there, so we're out doing that now. And thanks to Hyde from American Legion for coming out and helping us on the speakers that are up there. Circle back around about the music. Those speakers are actually owned by American Legion right now, so we're at least testing them out. They're not really stereo quality, you know. They could probably sound better if you got better speakers, but at least we could test it out that way. The survey crews are out on Heck Road right now, marking where the poles are going to be. We've got that loop project. Basically, we're taking a new line from the north substation and running it out to Route 7 and 14. So that whole area out there will be fed bi-directionally now. And let's see, I think we had 4 new services just this for the electric department they had to put in. And I think that's all I've got.
Very good. We need a motion this evening to concur with the city manager and the chief of police to hire Colin Trey as a part-time patrolman for the city of Columbiana Police Department.
Second.
Colin's been with us since 2015. He's another example of what we talk about every time we do this. Started as an explorer, moved into the auxiliary. He then wants to get into our part-time component here. He also does dispatching for us, as you heard a minute ago. He's really come a long way. Just we've watched him kind of grow up in the department. And when he handled this call the other day, and all these other agencies he coordinated and all the response he coordinated, that's not an easy task when you're all by yourself and handling other calls that are coming in. plus all the inquiries and all the media attention and everything else, so he's really matured a lot and helped us a lot, so we're looking for good things out of him. He also, took the civil service exam, wants to take the civil exam and get a full-time position because, he has, just now gotten old enough to be hired. So, he was actually waiting, the reason we're here tonight, not 2 months ago, is we were waiting on to, get a few more gray hairs and some wrinkles on him. So far, we're not getting that much done. But, he's gonna help us out as a part-time officer. We're looking for big things to him, and I recommend him to you.
I'm sure this new job will have you.
You'll get some.
Any comments, questions? I have a motion?
So moved.
I have no option.
You got a second? I just need a roll call.
Robert?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Newell?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll take pictures of everyone.
To administer the oath of office to you, so I'd like you to raise your right hand, repeat after me. I, Colin Trace, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Columbiana, and that I will faithfully discharge my duties as part-time patrolman to which I've been appointed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You all received the bill list for May 7th. Any questions or comments on it? There is no old business. We'll move into new business. Due to the length of the ordinances, may I have a motion to read them by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Have a roll call?
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Newell?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Resolution number 19-R-536, first reading. A resolution to exclude the approval of the City of Salem, which approval would otherwise be required for an alternate method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Have a roll call?
Liston?
Yes.
Newell?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Resolution number 19-R-537, first reading. A resolution approving a new alternative method of apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments on this? Roll call?
Newell?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Resolution number 19-R-538, first reading. A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a certain lease agreement with Richard F. Wilk and Teresa A. Wilk.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
It's amazing what they're going through to rent farmland. Usually it's done on a handshake.
This is just the same lease that they just accepted. They had their first right of refusal on it, and we've had it for 10 years, I think. So.
A roll call?
Robert?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Newell?
Yes.
Resolution number 19-R-539, first reading. A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a CRA agreement with KDC Properties LLC for the city of Columbiana.
So moved.
Second.
Comments? Roll call, please.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Sauber?
Yes.
Does anyone from the public wish to address council this evening? We'll move into council comment. Any comments?
I do.
Yes.
On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and PhD Manufacturing, I'd like to thank all of you who came out to our business showcase to celebrate our new building out at PhD. Some exciting things going on out there. I'm glad that you were able to be a part of that with us. And thank you to Katie for the front page of the lifestyle section on Sunday. We appreciate that. Great, great, thank you.
That was well done. It was very nice.
Impressive too, I mean, very nice.
Beautiful facility.
No other comments? If not, we need a motion to adjourn.
I moved.